Riccardo Calafiori's transfer to Arsenal appears to be on the verge of being confirmed, as the Bologna and Italy defender was spotted on a private jet en route to London. According to Sky Sports News, Riccardo Calafiori will have a medical today ahead of his move from Bologna to Arsenal. The defender has been pictured at Ciampino Airport prior to his departure from Rome. He was with his World Soccer Agency representatives, Chair Alessandro Lucci, Chairman, and CEO Alessio Ceccarelli. The Gunners have been pursuing the Euro 2024 star for the majority of the summer, finally agreeing on a deal with Bologna worth approximately £42 million this week. Bologna had been tough negotiators with Mikel Arteta's side, aware that the player's previous club FC Basel had a 50% sell-on clause in place.
Right, let's get to the transfers then. Arsenal's main target for this window, Riccardo Calafiori, is on his way to London as his move edges closer, as you can see. James Thunder is with us. James, good to see you. How long do Arsenal fans have to wait before this all gets confirmed?
We're getting closer and closer now. Riccardo Calafiori is having a medical in London today. We brought you the pictures earlier on this morning of him arriving at the airport in Rome ahead of his departure for London for that medical, and all being well, he'll then fly out to join his new teammates in the USA, currently on their pre-season tour there at the moment. And a reminder about the deal, it's a significant deal this for Arsenal, worth up to €50 million, and this was agreed with Bologna earlier this week. And this is a really significant fee. But the reason why it is so sizable is because Bologna only signed Calafiori from Basel last summer for around €4 million, but they inserted a clause in that contract whereby they stand to make 50% of what Bologna make in terms of profit on this deal. So that's why Bologna pushed for as high a fee as possible. They feel like they've got a decent deal in the end. Yes, Arsenal paying a huge amount for a player who was only bought for around €4 million last summer, but they feel like he's the right man to help strengthen what is already a formidable defence.
Yeah, OK, let's talk about that defence then, because just wondering where he'll fit into it. He's obviously very adaptable, but someone will have to be dropped to include him, or does he just become part of a very decent defensive unit and squad?
Well, his career journey is really interesting. He started his career as a left-back, but excelled last season as a central defender. Just one season in Serie A with Bologna, but playing in central defence there for them. They achieved Champions League qualification for the first time in their history. So we can see there 29 starts at centre-back, 6 at left-back. So they tried to use him more centrally. And also a starter for Italy during the Euro 2024 campaign. Really excelled there, played in the back three, picked up 2 bookings, so was suspended for their last 16 tie against Switzerland where they went out. So we know he's left-sided, can play at centre-back in a back three, or a back four, or at left-back. Now, Arsenal tend to play exclusively with a back four under Mikel Arteta. So it'd seem, you'd think, left-back would be the area if he's looking to get into this Arsenal first team immediately. That's where he could potentially rival the likes of Jakub Kiwior, Alexander Zinchenko, Takahiro Tomiyasu as well. That was the one area last season of change in that back four. Ben White very settled now as the right back, the central pairing. It's tough to get into there and break through that. But you think Kiwior, strong defensively, more of a centre-back, quite limited on the ball. Zinchenko has been used as more of an inverted fullback. There's still some questions about him defensively. So that, I think, would seem more likely. Alternatively, is whether or not Mikel Arteta wants to disrupt that centre-back pairing of William Saliba and Gabriel. That would seem a stretch because, let's bear in mind, Arsenal had the best defence in the Premier League last season by some distance, more clean sheets than anybody else, less goals conceded than anybody else. And so that is why some people may question Arsenal buying a central defender who can play left-back in this window, because they maybe think other areas in the pitch, maybe striker is what fans want more than anything. But Arsenal don't want to stand still. They want to strengthen whilst they're strong, and this is a sign of them trying to really increase competition for places. But you do worry about the future if you're Jakub Kiwior or Alexander Zinchenko, because I think this guy's going to come in. I think he's going to make a real impact based on what we've seen from him in the last 12 months.
Yeah, well, and I guess this is the nature. If you want to win the Premier League and take on the likes of Manchester City, then you're going to have a strong squad. There's no guarantee that these players are going to stay fit. Those centre-back pairing that you mentioned were kind of ever-present, weren't they? They get injured, and you've got someone that can come in and do that job. So it's a sign of intent from Arsenal.
Absolutely. And last summer, there were the same question marks when Arsenal looked to replace Aaron Ramsdale and increase the competition for places, which many felt they didn't require. You don't want to have 2 number ones fighting the same jersey, but improving the squad, making the squad strong whilst they're strong is what Edu and Mikel Arteta wanted to do with this Arsenal squad. They want to make sure that nobody's standing still.
Yeah.
and the competition for places is there. So Arsenal really do feel like they've got a formidable defence. They want to make that even better. So we're interested to see where he fits in. I think when you think about what he's been able to do in terms of his ability on the ball as well, I think he'll offer something in that left-back area as well as being defensively sound. And, of course, Arsenal in the Champions League, maybe this will be a season where Mikel Arteta looks to rotate a little bit more with his defensive lineup. But you argue they've got the best defence in the Premier League, and it's only going to get better now.
Yeah, good point about the Champions League as well. Thank you, James.
Now, Arsenal supporters can start getting excited about the move after Fabrizio Romano shared a photo of the player travelling to the capital to undergo his medical. Calafiori was seen grinning in a picture on the plane alongside his two agents Alessandro Lucci and Alessio Ceccarelli, who are part of the WSA agency. These pictures have since been confirmed by a video of Calafiori and his agent. All parties are confident this deal will be wrapped up sooner rather than later. This is a major coup for the men in red and white. Although Calafiori spent the majority of last season in the centre-back role, he is expected to slot in the left-back position at Arsenal. He is versatile and can play the inverted full-back role perfectly. The 22-year-old will become the second senior signing at the Emirates after the club secured goalkeeper David Raya on a permanent deal following his successful loan stint from Brentford last season. Tommy Setford has also joined the club this summer and is viewed as an exciting long-term prospect. Calafiori is expected to fly out to the United States to join his new Arsenal colleagues once the formalities are finalised, with Arteta's team currently gearing up for friendlies against Premier League rivals Manchester United and Liverpool. Italian defender Bonucci, who is widely regarded as one of the finest centre-backs of his generation, says that the Gunners have signed themselves as gems.
You've got some potentially good big news for Arsenal supporters.
For Calafiori?
Yeah, what can you tell us about him?
If they got Calafiori, they will got a perfect Premier League defender. He's the perfect defender for Arteta, for Guardiola, because he's not only an Italian defender. You think Italian defender, they only think to defend. No, he plays for the team and he's modern, but he has a high price because Bologna wants 50 million euro plus bonus and plus percentage, and Arsenal is a bit less of the offer, but I think they will do the deal, yes.
You think he'll be an Arsenal player soon?
I think so, yeah, because he wants Arsenal. He wants Arsenal. In his mind, there is only Arsenal. Even Chelsea tried to get him, but the player said, I want Arsenal, because I think Arsenal is considered from the player and for his agents, the perfect step for his career now.
It is developing today because we're expecting Calafiori in London at some point today for his Arsenal medical, all being well. And once he's completed that medical, it's expected that he will then fly to the United States of America to join the rest of the Arsenal squad because they're out there for their pre-season tour of the States. So it's getting very, very close now, this one. Everything is done club to club. Everything seems to have been done, agreed in principle, club to player. It's now just the formalities of the medical, signing off on those personal terms, and then Calafiori will be an Arsenal player.
Arsenal are determined to build a team that can challenge for the Premier League title again next season. With Calafiori on board, they would have secured one of the top young defenders in the world, and their defence would be significantly strengthened. Do you think this a good signing for Arsenal? Share your opinion in the comments section. Watch this space for the latest update on this development. If you are new to this family, please subscribe and like this video for more quality Arsenal scoop. Say up the Gunners!